This is the part that feels a little awkward.
Yeah.
You know, nobody likes anything that shaped that close to your face.
Listen,
Things
and you
I
haven't
can
whacked
say.
it.
Things we
Just
could
let
do.
it fly. We're having a good time.
Inappropriate.
This is supposed to be fun.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good way to break the ice.
Absolutely.
Just a bunch of gay
Bunch
jokes.
of jokes, yeah. It works every time. Everybody's giggling and smiling and getting a little loose. Oh, yeah.
All right, we ready?
I thought we were going already.
Welcome to the Podium Archer Podcast, coming at you from Nashville North Archery here, just north of Nashville.
Ironic name.
I'm here with Josh. You can follow Josh on all his socials at Podium Archer everywhere. Follow the new Facebook group, which is
Nashville North Archery's got a Facebook group. If you're in the local community, local area, you'll see events, things like that. If we have sales specials, what have you, follow along with that. It's just trying to grow the local community, which is the whole purpose of why there's a Nashville North Archery sign in our podcast and not the website. We're trying to draw attention to the fact that this is here to help the local community because it was in need of help.
Yeah. While you're talking, why don't you tell people what to do if they're listening on audio?
Please leave a review on audio platforms. There's no other way for the public to see the popularity of something on an audio platform other than a review. We can look at the back end and see how many times it's being downloaded, how many times it's being viewed, but the public can't see it. So please leave us a review. It helps us more than you know.
Follow me on Instagram at @BrandonMcDonald_archery. Like and subscribe. We've been doing a ton of work this last week.
Did you plug your code yet?
I keep forgetting. Use discount code BMAC. That's discount code BMAC for 10% off at podiumarcher.com. Yes, I apologize. I'm literally going to have to insert that in because we've had such good conversations.
Yeah,
this
we're
week
not even talking about it.
that
I don't think I said leave a review in like the last two.
I'll get it in there. I'll get him. That's the fun of post production.
Yeah, this was kind of my brainchild coming to life here on this thing, and it's worked out really well and perceived well. I mean, the people that have come so far, I think this is our fourth brand, and they've all sent very significant people in their company to it. And I'm like, oh, I was just like, anybody you want to send, whoever you want to send. So I'm graciously grateful that people feel it's worth their time. So thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Who do we have here?
These are the Prime Boys.
The Prime Boys. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Enter yourself and title.
Brian Anderson with Prime Archery. I am the brand manager, community manager.
All right.
I'm Nate Grace, one of the owners. Head nerd, I think, is the title.
That's
It's a
nerd.
little brother. I don't know. It's whatever is needed for the day.
Yeah.
So, but generally, product development.
Okay.
So.
Nice. Awesome.
Fabulous.
So I think what we're gonna do, I think we should probably you guys brought so much stuff.
Can I deviate from what you're going to try to do right now?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. I want to hear a little story about how G5 started.
How G5 started?
Yeah. I'm assuming there was involvement from near the beginning with you.
Yeah. So, how did G5 start? Well, I was born, like my brother, into a manufacturing family. My dad was second generation. Company was called Grace Engineering.
Yeah.
When kids have memories of their dad throwing the ball and stuff like that, I don't have those memories. Not that we didn't do them. The memories I have is being in stores with my dad, which is weird. But he'd go over and be like, "Hey, do you know how this was made?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't. He's like, "Injection molding." They have two, and he would go in and show me a gate. He'd look at a part, and it was always about how it was manufactured.
Yeah.
So those are the memories I have. I have other memories too that are good and
It was stimulating
awesome.
your
Right.
engineering
Yeah.
brain.
So
Yeah.
my grandfather and my dad's oldest brother, my uncle, started Grace Engineering back in the 60s, made widgets for a lot of people from IBM to a lot of impact printing, different things like that. A lot of widgets. And growing up, bow hunting was a big deal. And my dad had always talked about with his brothers, that they should make a broadhead. We had all the equipment. They had a facility down in Arkansas as well as up in north of Detroit. They split like most family businesses unfortunately do. And my dad kind of carried that in when my brother and I got old enough. He's like, let's make a broadhead. So I remember him talking about MIM, metal injection molding being a perfect way. And so in 99, I taught myself CAD. And drew up some really ugly broadheads that really wouldn't have worked at all.
I was going to say the Montec was first, right?
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. What was the first broadhead?
The first one
it was a two-blade, wasn't it?
It was, well, it eventually became the B-52, but we kind of called it the Batwing.
That's right.
Early on, because it was so ugly and so barbed, and It was horrible, but it used a technology nobody even really knew anything about.
Right.
Like it was pretty fresh out of Penn State where it was invented, and so we were trying to figure all that stuff out. And it was like in '99 when we started all that. We went to the ATA. In 2000 was our first year, and first interaction was with the Titan of broadhead business, and then the second one was Cabela Senior in the catalog.
Yeah.
We're like, well, that was easy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not the case normally.
That is not how the industry works now.
It's not supposed to do that.
Yeah. And then we struggled for 4 years to figure out how to make the stupid thing. Yeah. But it was a 2-blade B52 that we don't make anymore. And then the 3-blade came after that.
Yeah.
And then
the Montec
might
be one of the most popular broadheads ever made.
That I've killed
Correct.
more stuff
Isn't
with
that-
a Montec than anything else.
Isn't that kind of wild to think about the reality that the second product you ever made ended up being one of the most popular broadheads ever made?
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't
It
that
kind of
wild?
sucks in a way, but it's awesome too, because we've created a lot of products since then, and had always hoped
we
they
didn't
would
say
they
the
would do
Montec
that.
was good. We just said it was prolific.
No, I mean,
Well, millions of people say it is.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
no, it's it's a simple single piece deal, and yeah, we were fortunate, and we really didn't think this would turn into our full-time job. We thought, we were bow hunters, did it out of love, of just, my dad always wanted to do it, and we figured our day job would be making widgets for other people, which we still do a little bit, but yeah, who would have known?
Right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it was
you guys-
25 years ago.
You guys have had some serious home runs along the way of popularity. Like
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
You've done really well, at least in my view. Like your Mega Meat's probably one of the most, if not the most commonly mentioned mechanical broadheads on the market. So
Yep.
you made probably, arguably, the most widely used 3-blade broadhead ever. Does that mean, I don't know numbers, but I know how many of them I've seen,
We were
right?
trying to figure it out this week.
We-
Individual heads, it's over 10 million.
Wow.
Yeah, we've been trying to run.
I haven't
we
heard
we
that
don't-
number in a while. Yeah.
Yeah, it's grown pretty.
I thought about it.
substantially,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
we're trying to. We don't know the back end system, but just kind of basing the numbers off of where we are, and it's somewhere around 10 million individual
That's
Montecs.
amazing. So you got that, and then, like I said, the Mega Meat's arguably one of the most commonly used mechanical broadheads.
Yeah.
And that's been out for a while. I mean, you had the Dead Meat first, and then the Mega Meat. Mega Meat's more popular than your Dead Meat ever was,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, you're probably talking not same kind of numbers, but still a lot.
It's
I'd imagine.
grown pretty exponentially the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, almost double year after year after year. It's kind of slowed down smidge this year, but still projections we couldn't have ever imagined. So
Yeah, I mean, there's multiple guys in the shop here that they can shoot everything, and that's what they shoot.
Yeah.
I'm hearing that.
I've shot several animals with it. In fact, the bear I shot this spring, I shot with that broadhead.
Oh, awesome.
And I've never not seen a very large entry hole. Ever. Like ever not. Might not go all the way through sometimes, but you're getting a big hole no matter what. And there's a lot of logic to that. I go back and forth on what's really, truly more important, because so many of the mechanical broadheads don't leave a big entry hole, but they'll leave a really gauging big-ass exit hole. But what happens if it doesn't exit?
Right.
Then there's like
If you hit-
almost no hole. I mean, you're doing damage, but your blood trail sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was something, to be honest, we were in the exact opposite 15 years ago. We had some guys come up to us and said, large entry wounds, that's all that matters. Not all that matters, but that's the most important thing. And we're like, man, we're a exit hole from elevated positions, tree stand hunting. Like that exit wound is so important.
Yeah, I want
And
that
they're
offside
like,
lower
no.
hole that's
Exactly.
where the blood comes out.
And we
of
missed out on
relatively
that, to be honest with you. And we've learned, I mean, it's just kind of simple logic. If you hit the target, there is an entrance wound.
quickly. Period.
Always.
Always. Yeah.
So make it as massive, as lethal as possible.
There's some real logic to that. I might not feel that way on like an 800-pound animal, but
Right.
I totally on 95% of everything shot's a white-tailed deer.
Well, the
You're
general,
gonna- I mean, right?
American, yeah.
Like that. God, having a big entry hole is kind of a big deal. I honestly, I'm trying to think of. Yeah, there's not mechanical broadheads that I've used that I've been comfortable with that didn't leave an entry hole. Like my list of ones that I'm like, I would shoot bigger animals with these things. They all leave an entry hole, and a pretty substantial one.
There's a couple out there that have done pretty well based off an exit hole, but I mean, it's hard. I mean, those offside shoulders get in the way. So
Yeah, the number of times I've planted an arrow right in the offside shoulder with, 70 plus pounds, 30-inch draw length, a lot of energy, great clean shots.
Absolutely.
And you don't go through that other side. Unless you're shooting a gigantically heavy arrow, and not a big cutting diameter broadhead, too.
Right.
Like, you're not putting a big cutting diameter broadhead through that shoulder.
No.
You're just not happening.
So.
Wonderful.
Lovely. Sorry. I just wanted to make sure that, because, that's where this company really came from.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm not 100% that everybody that knows prime archery knows that that's where it came from.
No, you're right.
So
Absolutely.
I thought it was kind of important to tell that story.
I agree with you. What I was going to do was do bows first and then go there because I'm worried about that overheating or running out of juice. But that's fine. It's cool. You can lead. This is sort of your podcast.
Sorry,
It's a
Princess.
science experiment.
No, we're good. We're good. So what other kind of stuff does G5 make? Because I think that this does inform, like, y'all, in my opinion, are top of the heap as far as the quality of manufacturing goes. Like, I feel like I've never seen, I don't know, just the machining and the finish, like the quality to me is top notch. But
Very,
that probably,
very easy argument to make.
Yeah, but that probably
it's
goes
always
to
quality is really high.
yeah. What are some of the other things that you guys make? And I would imagine it's that level of precision
You're
demanded.
referring
out of
not
that.
archery. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
non-archery.
Oh, the non-archery stuff?
Yeah.
Well, we also make hunting rifles. Montana, or I always call it MRC, but Montana Rifle Company. We acquired that back in during COVID. And for a while there, we made optics. Grace Optics, kind of killing that whole thing. That didn't quite work out that well. Had some good IP come out of that.
We did.
Project. We've made quite a few things along those lines. We've made a lot of other people's archery widgets in the past. We don't do a lot of that anymore. But we still do
I love
firearm
widgets.
Yeah,
I just love it.
No, it is funny.
I love
'cause
it.
that is
great
kind of a
word.
thing.
Well,
I love that.
I just think some people overcomplicate things. Like, I'm just a not complicated guy. I'm still a fifth grader in my head most times. So
And sometimes
you know
the
what I mean?
simplest
Like,
path is the best path.
right. Yep. So it is just widgets, but we still make a lot of firearm stuff for other companies, from barrels to suppressors to sights and triggers and sears and all that kind of stuff. And then we
But
still
stuff that like has thousandths of an inch or 10,000ths of an inch tolerances.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do some medical stuff still, some gas and oil, and a couple. We have an exercise bike company that makes for research facilities and universities and stuff like that. So that's not as big as what it used to be. 10-15% of our sales is on that side. But yeah, we do a lot of different things. Little ADHD, I think. But we like making things. And that's why the manufacturing, we are a manufacturer first, and the marketing, sales, design, we're still learning that.
We have to chase these guys, so.
We're getting there.
For sure.
Sometimes we do better, but the manufacturing, we were born and bred to do that. Not that we're not perfect in that regard, and we're still learning. Technology is changing, all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, we like making things.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But
Well,
that was your core competency, it sounds like.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
why
yeah.
I wanted to highlight that was like I said, I think that the primes are top of the heap as far as quality of quality of
And to go back to
manufacturing.
the Mega Meat,
Yeah.
that design took a few weeks. Like, it was not a big deal. It took 3 years to figure out how to make the stupid thing. And there was a lot of conversations with people around the world that were the best in their segment to make that thing happen, that I had to convince that it could be done. So there's a lot of those products that a lot of people don't see that you're like, oh, that's kind of, but sometimes the effort was on the manufacturing side. The only reason the Mega Meat's there is because of the manufacturing. The design's pretty straightforward, so.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You want to dive into bows now?
Sure, we can talk about bows. So
Nah,
just pointing out they're probably not going to make a whole bunch of widgets for other people when you're making 10 million broadheads. That occupies a lot of machine time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had no idea that you guys would have sold that many. That's
Save that
bananas.
for after we talk about bows.
All right, so why don't we grab the bow that's nearest you and throw it sideways on the table there, and then I think probably the best thing to do is to start with. Yeah, we can come this way here.
There you go.
Beautiful.
There you go.
Why don't we start with basically the entire lineup that you guys are offering? Because when you started explaining it, I was like, this is a lot of bows.
There's
this
a
year.
lot of bows this
Yeah.
year. So last
Damn
year,
you guys.
Yeah, last year we
Making it
started
complicated on
started
me.
with one, right? And then we added one later on. But what we realized is what we can really do with the AST technology can really advance us and be able to create more than we've ever had. The whole concept behind it is every other manufacturer basically tells you what you're going to shoot. There's a flagship, that's what you're going to shoot this year. Well, there's a lot of guys that have different draw lengths, different feels, different ways they want to accomplish their goal. And we thought, why not give it to them all? So for this year, the bow is called the Divide. We have basically 8 new models under the one umbrella. We have 2 31-inch versions, 2 33s, 2 35s, and 2 37s. And what the two difference are is now you can get a 6-inch brace height and you can get a 7-inch brace height. So if you want speed and all the performance, you can kind of go lean towards that 6-inch brace height. If you want to kind of go back towards those old school feels, like the one bow that a lot of the pro staffers have ordered is the 33-7, and they keep going, that's the switchback. That's the switchback. You know, thinking back 20 years of kind of what they've that bow they've always wanted to go back to, and that's kind of fallen in that umbrella. So you're going to be able to kind of build the bow you personally want. For a guy like Josh that's tall and lanky, we got a bow for him that's somebody that's short and tree stand. Basically, you can kind of build the bow you've always wanted. So
That's cool.
I do like the fact that you're offering multiple brace heights because so many brands have gone away from everything's 6.
Yep.
I'm like, you hand a guy a 7 and a 6 that's identical in design, he shoots the 7 better.
Oh, absolutely.
Period. It's not arguable, and it's just ignored because speed,
king, right?
speed.
Yeah.
So I do love the fact that you're offering that, and the way you've designed things that makes it way more versatile to be able to do it. It's more feasible.
Exactly.
Yeah. The manufacturing again is driving that of how we build that riser with the AST. It lends itself to that, and so that's kind of the flex for this year for us with that is to be able to show that this is just a taste of what we could do with this technology, and that there'll be more to come. Yeah.
No, that's phenomenal, and it's got to be like manufacturing cost wise. Like to be able to offer that any other way would cost so much more, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Because you're reusing parts and pieces.
Yep.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Across the board.
Yeah. We're developing standardized components that we can mix up however we want, and let the consumer have more of this is kind of what I want, and be like, well, I can do that.
Yeah, and that's what we mentioned about basically you're extending the carbon bars, which this is completely unique to you guys. Like
Yes.
when manufacturers make a carbon bow, this is not what they do.
No,
Right. And so you guys have kind of this hybrid, which that's another cool thing about G5 is you guys have something that is genuinely still separate as a market segment because you're not using a binary cam system. You still have the center grip technology, I assume.
Yep.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
still
No change there.
Yeah. So maybe we should talk about that. I think a lot of people are going to be familiar with it. Why don't you tell us what's different about the bows this year? And definitely like talking about some accessories, that kind of stuff, I think is going to be a big deal for people.
So for the Divide series, which is what this is, we're still using the AST technology of the riser, the hybrid riser, like you said, the carbon tubes with the machined aluminum lugs is what we call them internally, components, and then we bond that together. And so you can kind of see before, you could see it last year with the form, the 4 to the 30. It's really just the lengths of the tube that are changing. So for us, a lot of the cost and everything, there's not a huge development cost. And also with the cost, it's dollars and cents, but it's also all the dotted I's and crossed T's and everything as well that goes into it as a cost. So every time you do a tool, even though it's just a smaller or larger version from whatever you started, there's a lot of little things to get right every time. And so that's a big plus here. So you're getting the lightweightness, the stiffness where you want it, all those things of the form. With the AST, it really hasn't changed there a whole lot. We did actually go ahead, because these are carbon tubes. We do film with an acoustic foam that was able to take a little bit of resonance out of the bow.
That's something we didn't have last year. So
That's
that's
new.
new for this year. Yep.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I did blow one apart on purpose, and there was nothing in the
Dare
tubes.
you.
And I don't for that video still has not come out. I think the file got corrupted on the slow mo when we blew it up because we dry fired it and it didn't fail. I mean the cams did, but
Right.
which is I would argue is by design. You want the cam to fail, not the other parts to fail if something in a dry fire occurs.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, for us, I mean, maybe it's because we're so close to Detroit with the automotive industry and the crush zones of cars. We've we'd actually designed the cam to actually crumble a little bit, absorb that energy so that the peep, whatever you have attached to that string, is more likely to not come out. Because those are the where people are getting hurt. There's some lacerations and stuff like that. But when a bow comes apart, it's generally
don't look at me.
He got whacked in the head with a peep
Really?
sight.
I watched the video.
It's that little-
Just barely missed his eyeball.
Yeah, it's
like,
the
you
eyes.
goddamn idiot.
Yeah, the laceration. I mean, that'll heal. You'll probably be okay.
You
An
stick that in your eye.
Lose
It's
an
terrible.
eyeball.
Oh, it's
There's
gone.
no coming back from that. Maybe
Yeah, and this not quite as great with one eyeball.
so
Beautiful face. We don't want that messed up.
right. So that was our attempt to be able to try to minimize that in some regard there. But yeah, you're right. Generally, it's quite tough to keep those cams and bearings intact.
Well, in any event, I got really frustrated with the fact that I kept dry firing bows and not one would blow up legitimately. Like parts go everywhere. So I'm like, hang on a second. I went and got some iron wheel wides, figured out what distance I had to stand exactly from the bow for it to land vertical, and shot the carbon rod in half.
Oh, geez.
Nice.
And I'm so pissed at that. It's like, come on, man. We did this like 5 months ago. What's going on? And eventually got the bow to explode. Nice. And those are absolutely hollow.
Yes, quite thick.
Not
but
anymore,
They are
but
hollow.
yeah.
Yeah. Nevertheless, I have a $1,600
Paperweight.
piece of parts.
We've been
I walk by it every time I go into my man cave, and I was like,
Yeah, no, we've been pretty impressed
That's
on
not
that
worth
side.
it.
We had one of our pro staffers get a bow that got ran over by the UPS truck, and he pulled it out, and the riser, the aluminum is completely bent. The string is actually on the other side. The carbon tubes were completely. I mean, and he was kind of upset over the deal, and I said, "Did the carbon break? Is the bow together?" He's like, "Well, I didn't even really think of it that way." We're like, "We still got to build a bow that's going to be."
yeah, I shot that one first, and the thing still held together. Like it shifted. You could see it go, but it still wouldn't blow up.
Yeah.
You had to break both of them.
Yeah, it's the back one.
Yeah, the back one gets you.
Yeah, I mean it's what's it's the compression force of that
Compression's
back
in the
tube
back.
is going to be the bigger load there. Yeah,
And this is all based on math. You guys are putting this all into a program and saying this is math that we can pull.
we
this
eventually do sometimes. Yeah, no, not sometimes. we generally, again, I'm the fifth grader of the group. I've hired guys they do the equations on the board and do all that kind of stuff. And by then I'm like, it kind of already worked, guys. Just figure out why and how far we can push it. You know?
Well, that's what I was wondering. Because
Yeah.
I would assume that you could overdo and make the rods even bigger, but then could you make them smaller? Like, can you get to the point where it's like 4 arrows and that's it up there? Just like 4
you
204
can do that.
arrows.
Yeah, we've done it. The way that I envisioned it was horrible and it only lasted a few cycles before it came apart. But then once I got the smarter guys involved, they were able to do that. But there's lots of options here.
Okay. All right. So let's keep going with new stuff. So we've got basically sound dampening material that's inside the tubes this year. So what else?
Yeah. The grip, the center grip, we still 100% believe in that, and we believe that that's uniquely us. We don't own that. We weren't the first to do it. It was done decades ago, but we believe that that's the best thing for a bow and for shooting sports. Aiming is key, and that's an improvement there. So we still have that. We still have the insulated grip, and the pocket, limbs, and cam really are still a staple from or carryover from
the form.
From form.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
The mod system, the 2-tier mod system as well is the same there. So
Okay.
yeah, we were able to improve some other things with some of the vibration and stuff, mainly with the string stop with different kind of material and that to be able to help. So in a lot of regards, it's a just a spruced up.
Well, it's a
form.
refinement because the
Definitely.
massive change you guys had was last year. Like there was a massive change.
That's a very big
and
difference. obviously.
what you I don't know if you can see on camera is these are half of the bows that were off. So that
double
alone
it up.
is quite technical to figure out manufacturing wise. And yeah, we're already in a few generations behind the scenes on the manufacturing side there to make sure that that's scalable and consistent and all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
So.
Right. And obviously integration's been a big one the last couple of years. So we're staying forward with the Picatinny. We're staying forward with the back mount for the QADs and all that. Same thing with our quiver last year. Our quiver was a big hit. It was enough where we were struggling to keep up all year. Ultralight, sub 7 ounces. So like being able to do that. Then the next step is
your attachment disattachment system's brilliant.
That's
Like that's
super-
super. Yeah,
super
that's,
easy,
I know that's
super
been around
simple.
for a while.
Yeah.
but I feel like it gets really glossed over, and most people don't even realize it
Exactly.
exists. That is super smart. It's just a triangle hole with an expanding ball system in it.
Yep.
Tighten it down, locks it in place.
Oh yeah,
Twist
nice.
the knob off, pull it right out, pops out.
yeah, it does,
And-
In the
it sets in
manufacturing
one
world,
spot.
there's systems like that. They've
Yeah.
been for decades. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just very intelligent system.
Yep.
and it keeps the bow clean. You're taking all the mounts off the bow. You don't have stuff hanging all over it when your quiver goes.
Do it that way.
Go that
You
way.
should probably turn it sideways.
I understand you're trying to get with that, but you
No,
Oh, like this?
we can.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought,
so
I thought
we're
you were
getting it
saying
from-
sideways.
No, you're good.
He gets sensitive.
No, I don't. Listen, I'm not that sensitive. Shut your mouth. I'm not sensitive.
This is exactly what happens back at the shop.
All right. So you guys have the ability
move this.
to stand the bow up this year. Is this is unique? This is the first year this is out.
This is the first year it's been out.
Okay.
So we've been told over and over and over again that we need a system to use it. And because there's a lot of great systems that hook on the limbs, but you can't really shoot with them on, So
Yep.
we wanted to come up with something that was uniquely ours that was AST, so straight carbon. So basically we've been able to is integrate a 2 or 3 piece system into this. So you can run it how it is right now with just the front bar. It runs on a dovetail, locks on the front of the riser, really nice and sweet. And you can run it off the
And then
bottom
it
cam.
sits off the cam. Okay.
Yep, it sits off the cam,
Yep.
so you can keep it really simple if you want, or you can add the third bar right into the back of the riser. So the nice thing is it's super light. I think it's under 3 ounces. So one of the lightest mounts out there. Kept it simple, kept it easy on and off the bow. And if you want to throw it in the case, you just pop the front off. You can keep the back bar on it if you
Yeah,
want.
that wouldn't get in the way of it.
Wouldn't want to
loading
get on
it
the
or
way. If you want to
unloading
walk
it
around with it, and that way your cam's not getting dinged up or beat up like that, it's just really super simple. So
Oh, okay.
all. Little D10.
Yeah, that's pretty handy.
Clean.
D10 and then a dovetail that it just slides onto. Okay, that's cool.
That's
3
really slick.
ounces.
yeah, I think right around 3
Does
ounces.
this fold down?
It doesn't.
No,
So
No, it's rigid. You pop it off, pop it on.
yep.
Okay. That could be better. I love you guys. That could be better. You could fold it down, make it beautiful, make it something small, and then make a knife come out of it, and then make the knife be able to turn into a Chinese star. I don't know. See, listen,
Pen, paper.
Write it down. Write it down.
Right down. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
yeah. So, have you guys?
No, but you're right. Anything could be made better.
Well,
I
of course, I'm
100%
also-
agree.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we've like that.
Can I
we've,
throw something in there before you do that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so part of the reason it's that way is to keep it at 3 ounces or less, I'm sure. Like if you
Right.
tried to make it to where you pivot it, move it, rotate it, it's going to get
I have a
heavier,
crystal
and It's
ball.
going to get
You
noisier.
probably have something, down the road. Maybe not the knife. I don't know about the
Sprinkle
knife.
a
Not the
hits.
knife.
Yeah.
Not the knife into
Yeah.
conversion
I don't
for a
know.
Chinese star. Okay,
Yeah.
I
A
get
bottle
it. I
opener
get
in
it.
it, but
Yeah, there you go.
But I do think that like one of the reasons that I didn't want to shift away from Matthews was literally because I wanted the leg limb systems on there.
Totally
and we're
understandable.
seeing everybody basically saying, okay,
Yeah.
we get it. We're listening and this is important. Because like this is a big deal, especially because 99% of the time, what are you doing? You're shooting in your backyard.
exactly.
Yeah.
And this allows me to put that over in the corner, not have to lean the bow on something, marking up my walls like I can just sit there. My kid can climb on it. No, he can't.
Knock it over. I'll come up and knock it over for you.
He does. He will.
Yeah.
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 No, it's great. That's great.
It's nice.
Have
clean.
you guys shot? I mean, like, I assume you assume you guys have been shooting them this year, and I'm curious
Yeah.
what ones you selected personally that you're going to shoot.
I'm a 35, 34 inch, 6-inch brace height guy.
Okay.
But I mean, I spend most of my time indoors designing, making things.
Right.
So I don't hunt as much as everybody thinks I do or would, but not out of not being passionate, but
Lack of time.
yeah, I mean, running a business,
Yep.
like, is difficult.
Oh, you mean it's not just 40 hours a week and you punch out and go home and forget
Yeah.
everything and not worry about anything? Oh,
Right.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Who does that anymore?
And sometimes when you're in the business, sometimes you get burnt out on it, and
Yeah.
and sometimes you're like, I don't want to grab my bow today and shoot it.
Yeah.
So there are seasons where it's like,
Yeah.
Like an electrician that his house's electrical stuff is in halfway done.
Oh, absolutely.
He does not want to do it when he gets home ever. Yeah.
Yeah, most
I can't
builders'
say
homes, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
All right. So 34, 35 with 6-inch brace is where
Generally,
you'll live.
yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
where will you be?
Brian.
Oh, I'm going old school. I kind of called it out when we were talking about the guys earlier. I'm gonna go back to a 7-inch brace height 33. Like I just really like that 33 platform. Shot my form really, really well at that longer platform last year. It kind of still feels pretty comfortable. I mean, what a lot of guys don't realize about the center grip is your bow is 2 inches shorter from the grip up.
Yep.
So really it gives you the face angle, the string angle, and the new maneuverability in a blind and tree stand on a longer bow. So 33, I want to go a little bit bigger brace height. I don't seem to have any problems with speed. I usually push 73, 74 pounds on stuff with a decently weighted arrow. I just wanted to shoot something super comfortable this year, and it's been a hit for me. So
that's awesome. I mean, that's one of the reasons that like the title, like longer brace height.
Yep. Less reflex, longer brace height, straighter riser.
It's more forgiving. Like you shoot more accurately.
It is. You're slower, but it's more forgiving. And what's more important to you? And it's amazing how many people, when they start trying things, like you watch it time and time again, because we'll have 1,000 people plus come through and try and or buy a bow a year.
Right.
They almost always start gravitating back towards what felt smoother, and not really necessarily paying attention to the brace height until they start shooting the bow at home. And then all of a sudden it's like the number of times I've had somebody that had a 7-inch bow and went to a 6, and then eventually came back the next year and went, hey, this just doesn't shoot as good as my other bow. It's like, yeah, because it's not as forgiving.
Right.
But you're gaining speed. So what do you want? People stop thinking about speed at a certain point.
Yeah.
They really do. Like, it's something that's advertised and it's something that's emphasized, but the average consumer will say, I don't care how fast it is.
Yeah.
Good.
They really do. Like, it's amazing. Yet it's something that we're still striving for. But I think that's the engineering behind what you're doing. You're like, how do I improve it? How do I improve it? How do I improve it? The mechanical advantage, right?
Yeah.
Over and over and over. That's just part of what you're going to try to do. But it's amazing how many bows get bought by this feels better to me when I shoot it.
Oh, yeah.
With the, what do they call it? The 3-yard tournament?
Yeah, the 3-yard.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
That's what
100%.
bows are sold at, 3 to 5 yards.
When it goes off, how does it feel? And when you drew it back, how did it feel to draw it back?
Right.
That's what sells a bow. It just does. It's wild to watch.
And the two guys in here that are just obsessed with G5 bows. For some reason, they're just like prime guys. So they walk in and they're like, don't look at the other one, just come over here.
We do got a good stronghold in Nashville.
Yeah,
so.
that's good. Yeah, that's good for you guys. So let's talk about prices. You guys, can you run through them?
So nothing, same price as what the form was last year. So $15.99 on the 31 and 33, and then there's $16.50 or $16.45, I think. I don't know if it's $5 off on the 37 and the 35. So still staying right in between that price of aluminum and carbon. We feel that's a great price point for it. You're getting the benefits of carbon, you're getting the stiffness of aluminum, and giving you the price that kind of falls in between. So
got it. All right, and then we'd been talking about speeds.
Yeah.
So you want to roll through some speeds?
I got a stack of papers here.
I've been waiting. You haven't even been looking at them.
I haven't even looked at them, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the 31 only goes to 29.5 inches.
Go slow, though.
Sorry,
no, you're fine.
I'm a speed talker. So
you are.
stop me.
You're a fast talker. You get the info.
So
out
I
quick.
will run them with the speeds, the speed mods. That's kind of where we based off our speeds last year on it. I do have all the charts here with both of them on there. Just imagine 5 to 7 feet slower with the standard comfort mod. So the 31 only goes to 29.5, and that one's falling right around 330, 335 on the range. So 335 is going to be that top end on that one. So that's with the 6-inch brace height. Like I said, I got a pile of them here. The 33.6 is going to be 339. So just a touch up higher on that. Here we go. I got to make sure I'm on the right line here. The 35.6 is going to be 338. And then the 37 is going to be 337. So basically kind of falling all right in the same speed. You're losing just a smidge as you go longer. The 7-inch brace heights are going to be about 6 to 7 feet per seat slower. So you're at 335. Yeah, some 330, 335. So kind of falling right there. So
interesting.
So
that surprises you?
Yeah, I thought it'd be closer to 10.
Closer to 10.
Okay.
So and it maybe once we kind of put a little more of these together. So
I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Don't you worry.
Josh will let us know. I'll be screaming at the computer. The 33.7 is, I got to make sure I go down the right line, 331. The 35.7 is 330, and then the 37.7 is going to be 329. So same thing. It stacks about 2 feet per second down every 2 inches axle to axle. So
that's right in the average of what most bows are today.
Yeah,
and it's kind of incredible, with the exception of a random one or two. When you start looking at it, is they're almost all about the same speed. Period. Everybody. Like no one's like got a magical
we've all
button
learned
for
the same
part.
tricks. and those kind of things. So we're all playing somewhat by the same rules, of how much over the draw length are you able to go, and you say it's 80% let off. Is it really 80%? And I think and then guys like you guys and other reviews being able to come out third party to be able to go, hey, this guy's long, this guy's slow, this guy's heavy, all those kind of things has kind of, just allowed the kind of all doing the same
Kind
stuff.
of forced everybody to be accountable.
Basic,
For what they're saying.
Well, which is needed, right? In every industry, it's wildly needed, right?
Yeah.
And so that's a good thing.
It still blew my mind when I originally called ATA, and I was like, so you guys are setting these requirement specs, right? Like, so who's checking them? Nobody.
Yeah, nobody
What?
ever.
Like, no, nobody checks. Like, are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Like, all right. Guess I'll check them.
Yeah, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Here we go.
This might be interesting.
No, it's been great. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's been days we've been angry at you, and there's
Oh,
been
yeah.
there's days
Yeah.
we've been like,
I
oh,
just
we
think I
appreciate it,
remember a good hour to have
yeah,
one phone
yeah.
call.
We had a
or
call
2-hour
last year
call.
to talk.
It's like, hey, we talked to you for a little while. What's a good time? Like, oh, God.
Yeah, we have.
No, it was perfect. We appreciate that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah,
I mean, if
but
we
when-
can be
when I
honest
get
and
the-
you can be
when I-
honest,
When I get the warning, it's just like, oh, Jesus, how's this going to go?
Well,
I've had a couple that I was sweating.
we all
pretty
have
good.
egos, right? And sometimes takes us a little bit to confront it and be like, yeah, that's true. But that's part of growing and getting better in life and bows, and so it's good.
and we still build bows for comfort. We still bows that people want to shoot, and there's ways to build in the cams to get more speed and more, but do they feel as smooth? Do they feel as good at 3 yards like what we've talked about? So we've kind of really focused on that, the balancing with the center grip, smoothness in our cams. Yeah, we did come out with a performance mod to kind of push that up a little bit. We're still guys that want bows that people are comfortable with. People are going to grab a bow and not have to come back 3 months later and go, man, this bow doesn't shoot. We don't want that, We want guys to be longevity, so.
Well, and it's nice that you are offering the option of either or, right? So if you've got a guy who wants a faster bow and doesn't really care what the cycle feels like to get it, you provide that.
Yep.
And that's a great thing. Brands that do that I really appreciate because you're covering both needs.
Yeah.
And that's nice.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do with the Divide here with all these configurations of brace and axle is, and you'll see over the next couple of years, we're a small company still on the Archer side, so it limited resources, but we'll be able to continue to expand that because I do think the fit and even the same guy having, maybe it's season to season, maybe he's just going out west, or he's going to go down to Texas and shoot a bunch of pigs or whatever. I just want a different bow, so you should be able to have these options here. And that's what we're trying to attain.
Oh, I think you guys are for sure with how broad you guys are serving with a platform that's going to feel like relatively similar to somebody. It wouldn't surprise me that you're going to sell like a ground blind bow to a dude and then a more, tack type bow to somebody.
Exactly. And and we've talked about that. I mean, that's one thing about tack is a lot of the guys want these bows to shoot 120 yards. Are they ever going to do it hunting? No, but they buy that bow for that.
They will, but they won't tell you that they did.
Exactly.
That's probably the truth. Yeah.
More of that is happening, yes. But to be able to give those options for a guy that does want to have that tree stand bow or wants to go shoot tack or a Western setup, they don't necessarily have the same bow, but they want that same feel, that same grip, give them those options.
So curious question. I'm not sure if you want to discuss this or not, but are these sitting in the factory not assembled, and then when you get an order, you're putting the different carbon in it, or are you pre-building a ton of them as you go? Because I'm assuming it's colored and finished and everything before you do the carbon process.
Yeah. No, I mean we're really big into trying to forecast. It's really hard to be that nimble when you have as many irons as a fire as we do. So we try to build towards forecast, but we get some crazy order in for whatever, then we're kind of built. And that's what we've been working on the back end for Divide, is to be able to be a lot more flexible in that. But in a way, there's lugs that are sitting there, different colors, and it could be a 33.6 or it could be a 33.7. Mm-hmm. Or it would have to be the same brace height there.
50-50.
Yeah,
what
because
you
this,
said there.
this part is 6 or 7. This part's the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And then
From
these
last year.
change based off of axle to axle.
Exactly.
When you say this part's the 6 or 7,
So
is it
the brace height changes in here?
Yep. Okay,
not
that
in
makes
here.
sense.
So it's a
it would
straighter
extend.
riser with a 7, same grip. Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of notice a lot more on the 7-inch brace
the
height. It's a
longer
lot
ones.
straighter.
Yeah.
Lot,
So
you know,
you'll have
kinda-
less reflex in the 7.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's where the only difference is. So basically, for right-handed, you have these pieces are for 6. So you have 2 and then 1. This is the same no matter what.
So for right-handed,
exactly.
there's 5
Yeah,
pieces.
right-handed, there's 5 pieces.
I can totally see as a manufacturing person why this would make you very excited. Where
Right.
you would just be like, wait, we can just build this the same thing from the same thing, and then we're
Well, I
just
don't know,
changing
for
it. It's
manufacturing,
cool.
we're like, man, that's a lot of options there. But
That's a lot of SKUs, but,
Yeah.
it's,
A lot of
but it's a lot more of the same part being made
That
over and over.
exactly.
and
That's
over.
what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
we were able
Yeah.
to kind of,
That's
like
the
on the center grip, it's the
manufactural
same
fuzzy.
center grip as
Yeah.
the form last year, kind of build towards where we were getting ready. So when we got close to here, all we had to do is kind of finish up the top and the bottom lugs and be able to kind of get ready. So like as we speak, we're building bows for our review guys and our original dealers, things like that. So yeah, they're kind of mixing up. And we even let our sales reps kind of even pick this first year ever. We've let our sales reps pick up their samples because everyone's different. Every location's different. So yeah, we're building as we go. Like you said, we're going to have majority of the stuff's going to be decorated. We know the colors that are the most popular, but we'll kind of figure out the lengths and then kind of go from there. So, I mean, I'm sure as we get closer, well, okay, we're having a bunch of 33s. Let's build up a little bit more of those. But yeah, we'll have a lot of lugs sitting there ready to build whatever we need for the guys.
Well, the other really unique thing about this reality is if you ever wanted to go away from the center grip, it'd be pretty easy to do it.
yeah.
Longer rods, shorter rods, move the position where the grip is. Everything else still remains the same. You'd have to change the cam probably.
Yeah, we built them that
You
way.
have, to, you have to build the cam around that. So you'd have to redefine the cam, but it would actually make it really easy for you to
Yeah, I have a few of those.
experiment out
Yeah.
of that. I'm guaranteed you did. I was waiting for a glimmer or a smile and not saying anything. I was like, I bet you've been playing with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we've done it some years ago, and then we did a couple years. Well, we've done it a few times. The center grip, the whole aiming study. It's internal what we've done. I think we published the first time that we did it, but we've done that a few times. And with this, everything's the same. So we can do true blind studies. Well, as close as you can get. And so the grip's the same, the cams are just, everything's the same. It's just the grip location to be able to tell, is it actually doing what we tested, some years ago to do. So yeah, we have those, but we also have a lot of really long and really tiny bows. We've
got a lot, I bet.
we've got a lot of stuff.
I was going to say, how
got a lot-
long,
we
how
built
long
stuff.
can you go on that before
We
the
did a
stress starts to be an
48-inch
issue,
axle
you know?
to axle bow.
Not quite there.
Come on.
I don't know what that one was.
41 for sure, and I think we had one that was a little longer than
42,
that.
yeah,
42,
something.
43.
That's
something
pretty.
there.
That's pretty epic.
So yeah,
Look-
we've been able to play with a lot of cool stuff. And really, I mean, on the testing and straightness and flex, it really didn't mess with it much. So I mean, really, that carbon that Nate's been able to kind of source and pick, it's pretty darn tough and stiff. So been pretty blessed on that. So we didn't have to redesign or go, different stiffnesses for different lengths. So
Yeah, there's those little nuanced stuff there. And you talked about what we like for the manufacturing side, and that is true, the configurability of it. To be able to go year to year, it's basically just a program change. In our little 5-axis mills, we can go and just make whatever shape we can kind of dream up now, rather than having, bigger machines that aren't quite as configurable, and the work holding and all that stuff. Same with the carbon. But the thing that I get really excited about is the consistency. Because to me, you can never get accuracy before you get consistency. You can't, and that's the same with building bows, with tuning, understanding what are all the issues with tuning and those kind of things, what's really going on. And a lot of it does have to do with that riser not being consistent. And so we're taking the best materials and processes and sticking them together in order to get a consistency. If you were to lay that riser down on a flat piece of granite and measure it, we feel like we were probably the best before with the all aluminum, for all the things that we would do after machining. But with this, I mean, it really is now, we don't even worry about it, because when we have a bad day and we build this outside of our spec, we're still 4 times better than anybody else, any other process.
And that's like you say 4 times because I assume you've measured other people's stuff against your stuff, and you've said,
Yeah, I mean, so when you're dealing with metal, raw material generally is better. There's issues there. You can take a big chunk of raw and like aerospace stuff like that. They're rough machining it down. They let the whole thing spring and then they kind of finish machining. Nobody in the industry is doing that. There's one company I think that's doing raw for their target bows. That's the best that you can start with, but you're still inducing stress and relieving stress when you're machining in it. It's all nerd stuff, right? But it just means it's kind of twisting and everyone's a little bit more different.
Sure.
And we dealt with that for years. There were some things we could do that, we would spend the extra time and money to do that per riser, but we could only get so far. And then with composites they're a different kind of beast. There's a lot of inconsistencies in it. It's really high tech materials. Most guys figure out ways. The all carbon guys have probably figured out ways to do better, but it's just another animal that you have to wrestle the ground. So the best shape that you can do is, it's a flat plate and composite, right? But
sure.
There's not a whole lot of uses for that. That's why you never see it. But the next one is tubes, right? Arrows.
Yeah.
And so we're just kind of pulling those together. And then the fact that it's multi-pieces when we bond it, we can keep this thing so it's ridiculously flat. Riser to riser to riser, over the next 10 years, they'll just be more identical than they've ever been. So there's a level of precision and consistency that the AST is doing. And most guys are buying one bow, so why would they care, right?
Sure.
Some dealers care, right? Because it's like I'm pulling multiple bows off for different guys. So there's some there, but it helps us in the nerd world to be able to go, what is really going on? Was it because he torques the bow differently than you, than me, than the other guy? Yeah, but then there's some other things going on. What's this gray area? We feel like we were getting to that point to where we can kind of understand now to where we can separate the manufacturing inconsistencies from the fitment. Being the different draw lengths and draw weights, but we're all building the single riser. That's supposed to take a 40-pound, 26, 25-inch draw length. Right. That bow is going to tune differently than if you were to put 30-inch draw length with 80 pounds on it. Same riser, but the whole thing is stressing differently. Sure. So how do you deal with those kind of things? That's just a nature of the beast. But all this other stuff is I have two 40-pound, 25-inch bows. The serial number is just one number different. Why do they tune differently? They shouldn't. A lot of that's in the manufacturing, and I feel like at this point we've scratched off everything outside of the limbs on that, and that's just the nature of the limb material. And there's some things that you can do around that. But so to me, as a nerd,
this is what people love, by the way. What you just did for the last 5 minutes, that's what sets you guys apart. So I'm really glad that you just told that story. Yeah.
But that's why I'm super pumped. But there's probably only 3 other engineers pumping their fists out there. Yeah. And everybody else is next, but whatever.
Go nerds!
But and to me, it's a big thing that isn't quite evident to the end user, and you shouldn't really care about it. There's more things that they should care about, when they're trying to decide what's a good bow. But for us, it's going to lead us into things that maybe some of our competitors won't get because they haven't got to that consistency yet. So,
gotcha. Who was the worst on the test? Go ahead. You can just tell us.
To be fair, to really do a test, you're talking. You would need to probably measure 60 to 90 of somebody's whatever SKU, and I don't have access to that. And some of the dealers I've asked to bring in,
buy 60 retail ones.
I know.
I got no problem. I'll have them ready to go, all boxed up, easy transport. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to come in and buy them,
right?
But then we can organize
discount
having
code
a pallet
BMAC
shipped to you.
10%.
Right. So we can kind of get a glimpse and take a pretty educated guess with some statistics and little nerd stuff that we can do. But a lot of it is going back to the fundamentals of the manufacturing or the metallurgy or the materials that they're using. And so that's what we did. We worked on this bow for over a decade because mainly me, but it's not just me. That we're not that kind of company. We're not we're a team, and
Sure.
we and then we pull experts from the outside as well. So, but I did spend a lot of time traveling the world, and I'd be like, "Hey, I was in China," and they were like, "Yeah, I'm like, nope, I don't know if you know Michigan, but like where Flint, Michigan is.
Yep.
It's not the coolest place in Michigan to be. Like and they're like, I was in France, and they're like, why are you? I'm like, no, I was in a town that nobody knows about. It's the industrial area, or even like Italy, is like, I'm not going to the cool places. I'm going to the industrial parts.
You're not jet setting.
Yeah. No, I'm going to.
You're legit working.
Yeah.
Like nothing, know where you want to be.
And so it was taking time and meeting people in all the different industries and figuring out what are the capabilities in that. That we've built bows for other people. We've built our own the same way everybody else has. We know what works and what doesn't. So we're kind of, it's a little bit of a mash of information coming in. So I'm quite confident in my assessment, but
You don't have to name names. You don't have to. I really want you to, but you don't have to.
I like how you spun him out of control on that question.
No. Like, I want to say names. My nature is to say names. And then my brother talks to me, and my dad will text.
You can't
like,
do that.
Yeah, like, what were you talking? Nate?
I told Nate I was going to give him elbows if he went too far on this one. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we cut out anything you don't want in here.
Yeah, if it comes to no problem, we just delete it. It's okay.
I mean, the reality is, like I said at the very beginning, that I felt like y'all's level of manufacturing and the attention to detail that you guys had, and then just the capability, like that all comes down to exactly what we've been talking about. And I think the people that appreciate a prime bow, they may not know it, but that's what you just said is the reason they appreciate a prime bow. Like you guys you consistently are doing stuff that's different than the rest of the manufacturers.
Yeah. I mean, so we had guys that had the RVX Plus, that was the bow right before a form. And guys were just taking their rests and sight right off and just putting them right on the form. And they're like, tiny little adjustment, and off I went. Like to me, that, again, that's everybody back at the factory is like, yeah, that's what we've been shooting for years, is just that consistency. Because from that, something good has to come out of it. I'm not sure exactly what. Sure. Yeah, I have a few things that are working for next year, but out of that, good things have always come in every other industry, and of all the history that I can get my hands on of those kind of things. So
with all that logic of thought that you've just shared with us, which greatly appreciate, is that part of the reason why it doesn't seem like there's much of an emphasis on a tuning system?
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
No,
That was exactly what I expected to hear. Yep.
So, like I said, there's two
We
problems.
don't need that shit.
No, I'm not. Yes and no.
I had to. I was waiting for it. I
Right.
was like, oh, this is the perfect spot.
You went there, didn't you? You
Yeah.
had to go there.
Of course
I kind of teed it up. I thought we were talking about it.
You lobbed me a softball. And
Yeah.
I was like,
No.
yeah.
I was hoping for it.
I was like,
because I do think, like, our industry needs to have, just like our country, and we need to have tough conversations with ourselves. Like, man,
Right.
like, especially if you have kids, you're just like, man, I thought I was a better person than that, and I just yelled at this person. Like, but sorry, rabbit hole.
Squirrel.
But yeah, squirrel. But we do need to have those kind of conversations, and no one company has all the right answers. And because a bow is supposed to do a lot of different things.
yeah.
And I mean, it's when you break it down to all the little jobs, there's a ton.
Mm-hmm.
And so for us, I guess what I've always tried to do with our products is let's really go after the root and really make sure we have control of it. Because there's a lot of times as engineers, and I've done this tons of times in my career, and I'll continue to do it, is I'll solve one problem and create a whole new one. And then you're wondering, did I progress at all? Or did I just kind of, I'm like, and so generally it's stop, try again, right?
Sure.
So we've been trying to figure out the inconsistencies, some of the other things, because I felt like it's a two-part problem. You're never going to get rid of this single riser is going to fit all of us.
Right.
So there's that. And there's, you could make it as stiff, maybe stiffer than you can, but it's probably going to be too heavy or whatever. Nobody's going to pay for that or carry that around. So there's always some kind of compromise there. So I say all that saying, we feel like you don't need it as much on our bow, but you do need it. my other thing is easy come, easy go. It's always been that way in history. Easy, if it's easy to move, like you can put whatever locking thing you want on there. It's probably going to move back.
It's the argument you would make if you didn't have a tuning system, and I understand that. No, let me first, and then you can go. I promise. If what you're telling me is true through this whole conversation, that the quality and consistency in your product is the same, I'd actually agree with you.
Again, that just solves the one part, the manufacturing side. It doesn't solve the fit problem.
Yeah,
that we're asking the bow to do.
Because people are going to hold it wrong.
I call it fit tuning. There's that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
People are going to hold it wrong.
I put all that
so
in the word fit.
You can make that thing as consistent as humanly possible.
Yep.
A human's still going to pick it up, and a human's still going to hold it wrong.
Absolutely.
And they're not going to change.
Right.
So you still 100%. Have to have it, no matter how great of a job you do.
Right.
It's still necessary.
Yes. And I absolutely appreciate the need for a simple adjustment. Right? Like nobody wants to go back, put it in a press, pull an axle sucked. Ours, you don't have to do that. You can just pop it out. But if you didn't have to even do that, that would be better,
call the
right?
first improvement down the road of making it a lot easier to do those things.
Right. And so I completely get that. And I agree with you there.
I think a lot of people actually overlook the reality that what's on PSC's bow is from you.
Yes.
Right.
Like they license that from you.
Right.
Right, because you were the first people to come up with a way to move the spacer system without taking the axle out.
Is it still the
it's like a Spring C? Yeah.
Just much smaller than those big fat ones we had a couple years ago. It's the same system, just a lot more compact.
So I mean, you do have to give some credit to being one of the first companies to try to figure out, hey, this is a problem. We need to find a solution.
Right.
And then it was a good enough solution that other brands were willing to pay you for your solution.
Right.
So establishing that.
Yeah. But you're not wrong either in saying, like, whether it's Bowtech or Matthews and all the other guys with their Elite with their pocket system, that's nice, right? Like to not have to go to a press or something. Like I get that. To me, it's just I haven't seen a system yet that the cost isn't too much. To me, it's like you solve one problem and introduced a new one, and I think there's an avenue there. So I just say yet from us.
Okay.
But I haven't seen it to where there isn't a
slide.
What's that?
I'll let that slide.
No, because it's obvious. It's when it works, it's great. Like to me though, and maybe we're not supposed to do this here. Maybe this is the elbow thing. So.
Just remember, we'll delete it if you say it. So say what you want to say, and then if he
I
goes,
ask him, and
"Hey,
he's like,
we
I don't
can't
know.
talk about that," then we cut it out.
Okay,
so it's okay. So,
no, but it's fine.
Say we're in the trust tree. It's safe space. It's okay. Go for it.
I'm literally doing this not out of a combative place. It's more of a curiosity.
Sure.
Because I just don't understand, and there's a lot I don't understand. So we used to have it to where.
Oh, I know where he's going.
Yeah. You would just move the rest left and right. Like I get it, like 4-inch tear, like, okay. And you're trying to move the rest like 6 inches off. Like, okay, but like it's like that thing has to be dead center of the grip, which is hilarious because I know bows, not even ours, but you can tell like the grip's not even designed to be in the center. It's actually offset to take care of a torque thing. It was probably done right at last second because we played those games too.
Sure.
So like everybody's like, it's supposed to be there, or like the burger hole, it's got to go through the burger hole. And you're like, sometimes like they moved it because the fixture needed them to move it. It had nothing to do with design. Sometimes not. But it used to be you could just move the rest left and right. And now it was like, you just put that dead center and then do whatever you're going to do to the pocket or the cams. And with me, I'm like, before it was like, I would never ship anything out unless that was perfectly lined up, and I would get in arguments with a couple dealers, and I was coming up ways to measure it. I'm like, that's like 32 thousandths off. Like that's not acceptable. No, I would never send that to my worst enemy. And you're like, oh, like how? And now it's like some of these bows that they have all these adjustments, and now I have this thing called string rub. I've never dealt with string rub in my life. Cable rub, because they're all coming from a cable guard. They've always done it. Now I have like the cams are leaning so bad.
String wear and interesting spots that are like, wait a minute, why is that there?
And so is it like, okay, so these these things are on there and they're cool and awesome, but just don't look at it after you're done adjusting? Is that one of those things?
No, well, you want to
No,
say
I
something?
love this. I'm so happy. Go ahead.
No, all right. So
this is your world.
This is where the educating the individual is really important, so they understand what they're doing and why. Right. And it's not just a matter of solving the problem is just twisting this.
Okay.
Which is part of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get people to understand how they work, why they work, and what you're doing when you're doing that, so you don't just keep twisting away until whatever your outcome you're trying to get here is happening. I don't disagree with moving the rest within a given realm. And,
Okay.
And it's more a matter of if you exceed a certain percentage, something else is wrong here.
For sure.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
So I'm not saying you can't
Agreed.
move your rest.
Okay.
There's a parameter in which is acceptable, but it's a pretty small parameter. Because if you get outside of that, it's because you have some cam lean or something inaccurate in your positioning. Whether that limb over there happens to be a little too much lighter than that one, and it's making things rotate and shift. I always want the cam straight at full draw personally. That's what I prefer. That's what I like. And if you give me a system that allows me to set them that way, every time I do it, like 99% of the time, I've got a perfect hole with the rest in the middle of it when I set it square. When I set the cam square.
Right.
Because isn't that what we're in essence trying to do? So if you have something that's more finite adjustable, you're not doing like this or that to try to get it. Okay, now is it shooting straight? If you can set them both straight, it's going to be straight down the pipe. And the only reason you're going to have a left to right adjustment at that point is if somebody's tweaking the shit out of the grip.
Right.
Assuming it was manufactured correctly. So if it's yours, it'd be fine. Somebody else's might not.
Or a lot of face pressure too.
Or
Like if
yeah,
somebody's-
face-
if
for
there's
sure.
a
Pressure,
lot
for
of
sure.
guys
Pressure.
that-
But the beauty of that is if you can set it that way and square it that way and show that it's square and hand it to somebody and then all of a sudden it doesn't, now we can have a different conversation. 'Cause it's like, hey, this will shoot straight like this. Guaranteed. So if it's not, we need to start figuring out what you're doing that's creating that. But if you try to have that same conversation, this cam's like that and that cam's like that to get it to do that, now it's a harder conversation to have.
Exactly.
Do you find that there's like a hurdle when you go to the U-torquing the bow? Let's try to figure that out.
I've got a
why we
method
need-
that works well. No, not necessarily. I think
mean,
the
it's a
finite
sales
adjustments, what really is relevant in the finite adjustment category, it's getting a broadhead and a field point, a fixed blade broadhead and a field point to hit in the same spot.
Oh, okay.
And that's where it really matters. And I think the evolution that we've seen over the last 10 years, and whether it's social media or whatever, I don't know what's causing it, but the Eastern hunter knows a percentage of what the Western hunter has to know.
Yeah.
And they now care.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's from watching people hunt out west a lot or
I think it's hunting videos. I think it's educational stuff like that you've done. You know, there's more education out there than there ever has been, and it's accessible where it wasn't 10 years ago. So it was the guys behind the counter that were teaching all this. And, you know, back then you could move a rest to 16th or an 8th and nobody would question it. Where now 13 16ths or 7/8 or whatever the manufacturer spec is, like people are like, I can't leave that number.
Well, I've had enough instances trying to get a broadhead and a field point to hit in the same spot because I've had to do that my entire life for almost everybody because we couldn't use mechanical broadheads for a long time. So you couldn't go, hey, this is a little squirrely. You might want to try a mechanical. It might shoot a little better. Right? We couldn't do that. That wasn't an option. It wasn't a thing you could do. And I've had plenty of instances where moving the rest only moves both of them the same.
Yep, for sure.
And when you run into that, that is a cam lean issue or a spine issue. Period. And I've tried spine and that doesn't fix it. So it's a cam lean issue at that point. And it's not going to matter what I do with the rest. And having the ability to manipulate that. Because I mean, I also came from an area where you couldn't move the cam. Like that bows didn't exist that you could shim and manipulate things, right?
Right.
Because I mean, we're talking 1990s.
Right.
Right. When you're playing with yokes and whatnot, trying to move things back and forth in that way, right? It's an evolution of what we've done. But I think that's why that is relevant today. And I think that's why it's what most people want to see is because they actually understand that those two things not hitting in the same spot isn't, oh, just move your sight, fine. Majority of people, you're not getting away with that anymore. Right. Majority, and they start moving the rest around because there's enough information about that out there. And they're saying, well, it's not fixing it. So now what? And if there's a way to do that the average person can do, which, like it or not, the majority of what you're competing against is going to do that.
Right.
Whether they've done it yet or not, within the next 2 years, I don't know if there'll be a bow company that doesn't have something that does that to some degree.
Yeah.
I really, truly believe it. And I mean, we saw Bear do it this year.
Yep.
Which is not one of the companies I expected to be
For sure.
pushing towards the forefront of that, realizing the relevance of that. And I do get where you're coming from. Like, You can't convince me that's not going to move.
Yeah,
right?
because we have mods come
you now
loose.
manipulated a moving part, and you're not going to convince me it's not going to move. And that's fine. A percentage of consumers is going to think like you're thinking.
Right.
And I get that. But I don't think it's the majority of your consumer. I think it's the minority.
Yeah.
And it's arguable.
It's somewhat, irrelevant in a way, I mean,
Sure.
Well, I mean, to me, I guess it is. I guess from your perspective,
I would
no.
agree.
So
I would agree.
But
I guarantee we're taking more tech calls than you are.
oh yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So the feedback that we give is largely due to the public's information that we
yeah,
get.
yeah. You guys are the front lines. Yep.
But the way that
100%.
you guys win this game is you just develop something that you go, this works, and it doesn't move.
Yeah,
And the
I mean-
implication is that maybe some of the other guys' stuff over time is going to not be as durable and sturdy as yours.
Yeah,
I get it.
on this one. I'm okay with being a little late to the dance because I really want it to be right, and I don't want to be farting around with it, and then I don't want to be. I saw one problem, created a whole new one.
I
So
appreciate that's where your mind's at.
That's yeah.
That it's not like we don't need to do that. It's just we need to make one better than anybody
Right.
is going to make.
100%.
That you feel confident enough in this isn't going to create a problem.
Yeah, because there were times in the G5 and even early Primed where we iterated faster than we should have, and we were just you just look back and it's like we're right back where we started. We kind of just made a mess. How much did we learn? Not as much as if we would have just slowed down, make sure it's controlled, and we're there. I know what the competition is doing. You'd like to be there too, but sometimes being late I think is better. I think the stance or the stand, the tri-light. To me, I think we're a little late, perhaps with some of the competition.
There's still other brands that don't have one of them.
Yeah, well, the yeah, but that's where we're at.
But you're right. This is great. Like the way you guys did this, and especially the fact that I can take this out and not use it, and then I just have this small thing here. And
that might be the prettiest, cleanest looking one I've seen.
it's very nice.
It's very
Very nice. I like the
very
dovetail
Gucci.
with the detail in there.
It's very Gucci.
I just think, like, again, you guys already have to say, here's why our bow is different, because there's a lot of stuff that's way different from everybody else.
Yeah.
Why is this different? Why is it better? Which is difficult for you to, like, you got to either spend marketing dollars or you got to ship a bow. You got to ship bows to guys like this that do those types of videos and say, here, you need to tell people, and here's why it's great.
Yeah.
And people listening to this podcast, there's going to be guys that this appeals to them from the understanding of, oh, I'm buying something that is probably the most consistent bow that I can buy from bow to bow from this manufacturer. That's really appealing to them. And they're going to take the time to put it in their press and to mess with stuff. It's the same type of person that would have bought the Black Series with all the crazy string configurations and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And dude, I loved Prime at that point. Like, I loved that because I had enough time. I didn't have a kid yet. Like, that was what I was in. I was in. And I took a lot of time and I figured that bow out and I freaking loved it. I don't have that time right now.
Yeah.
What I want to do, I'm just saying, what I want to do is I want to walk out to the range, and when I switch from field points to broadheads, I want to take out my Allen wrench set and I want to go, ooh, ooh, ooh. And then if I start noticing problems, I'll go do it again. And I'll go, wow, something's moved. Something's changed. Something's shifted.
But
I'll
because
mess
you
with
have
it
that
again.
adjustment, that doesn't freak you out, right?
I also, if I was having to massively adjust my stuff,
Like
then it
massively,
would,
but
yeah.
a little ooh,
Exactly.
or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. A little ooh doesn't bother me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A little,
But
fine,
I've also never been one that's too worried about taking my rest out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I've also never, in my last 10 years, I've never taken a bow out, got it set up, and then had a 3-inch tear.
Right.
Like I know enough, and I don't shoot that way. Like my tear is consistently 3/4 of an inch left tear when I get started, almost every time. Just saying. I don't know what that means.
Those eyes say
It means you're applying hand pressure
Probably
unevenly,
Imagine that.
consistently, but unevenly.
Consistently unevenly. Yeah. All right. What else you got?
Probably ought to talk about the Sherpa quiver, yeah.
Yeah. So we brought the Sherpa out last year.
cool.
Ultralight 1 piece and 2 piece, subs, I think 6 ounces on the 1 piece and 7 ounces on the 2 piece.
Oh, they gave us an Allen wrench.
Oh,
Aren't
look at
they
that.
sweet?
Yeah, we try.
I was literally going, I'm going to have to go grab an Allen wrench to put this together.
But yeah, so the nice thing about our quivers is like what we talked about is integration. One, the mount is built into the quiver. There's no mount on the bow. It's just built right into the riser, right into it. You're probably going to need a bunch of snips if we try to take it out
I
of
just
there.
realized that.
No, we're good. We got the overhead.
Yeah.
We can just.
Wait, no, it's zip tied on in order for me to get
Yeah,
it
we
out.
You want it all the way off?
I was going to
totally
put it
up
on
to you guys.
Put it on a bow.
Well, sure. Go for it.
Yeah, why wouldn't you put it on a bow?
All right, do it.
Yeah, we own stock and zip ties, so we use them
you use
everywhere
them a
on
bunch?
that thing. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you probably. Oh, yes, you do own stock and zip ties.
We do. Yeah.
But I mean, that's another thing that it doesn't surprise me with you guys being manufacturing focused. That you're like, we want to make sure the packaging is super solid. And we're
Oh
not
yeah,
getting a bunch
super
of crap
solid.
crunched
You know,
and
on the
sent back
shelf,
to us.
looks good. You know, so and like I said, it's an ultra light quiver. That's the one thing we wanted. We wanted a quiver that was going to hold every size arrow. Nate actually, you know, we talked a lot about Nate nerding out. You should have seen the gauges and the stuff he built just to hold the arrows in a quiver. I'm like, Nate, I think you're overthinking this, but I haven't had one
I do,
person say.
yeah.
Oh, dude, I can't fit my 166s in there, or I can't, you know, like they all fit. They just hold really tight. But the nice thing about it is being able to put it on the bow and take it off really, really ultralight and really, really clean. So you're never going to have a problem with extra brackets hanging off your bow, things like that. There is 2 mounts with it. One is going to be for our aluminum model bows, and the other ones are going to be for our hybrid bows. So basically, the short post is what you're going to use.
You do have stock and zip ties.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what
So,
we were making the
You
joke.
gotta cut all the way through here.
This is the 1
That
piece.
one's
The
loose,
2
it's
piece
this one.
basically just has a bottom bracket that's tied into the mount under below the grip. So,
Ta-da!
ta-da, easy peasy, right? Let me see one of those.
We wanted that experience like you worked for it.
That's
you know?
right.
Exactly.
Reminded me of trying to take a Barbie out of a package for my kids when they were little. Like, oh my goodness.
You didn't take Barbies out for your
I did
kids.
absolutely.
No, they were
every
for
time,
you.
Oh yeah, haha.
I know what's up.
Every time they got stuff for their birthdays, Christmas, I was always
won't
the
need this one.
unpackager.
All right, so wait, you just did that really fast. So
It's that fast.
okay,
the-
so that just
So it comes right hand, left hand. You know, it's how you configure the
am I in the shot?
Yeah.
the mount and everything will dictate that. So, and then in order to mount it as well, you just have to pull that knob out.
Yeah, remove the screw,
So you can
mount it
put-
onto. You can set it for angles. You can set it for heights. If you want it outside the limb, you want it under the limb. You want it on the 37-inch bow. You want it on the 31-inch bow.
from this side, right?
Yep, right there, just like that. Everything's mounted on one side. You don't have to pull anything out when you're putting it on the
Like their
bow.
old
Basically,
systems,
it's
yeah.
what we talked about. It's just it's a ball fitting into the riser, locks right in. Super quiet, super simple. Your tree stand hunters can take it out and hang it on a branch if they want. Your Western guys can.
Yeah, for
put it in the
those
pack.
watching, you only have to do that one time.
Yeah, one time.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
it.
so now
After
it's locked
that,
down and solid.
Yep.
Oh, dude, that's slick.
Yep.
That's really smart.
Yeah, it's the most intelligent install uninstall system I think I've ever seen.
Well, and it's also
very,
you
very
can
smart.
you can change how close it's coming.
Yeah,
to
you can
it.
bring it in. You can
Yeah.
move the gripper all over the place.
Yeah, and if
move
you
the
want
hood
it
all
further
over the
out,
place.
or even the secondary post that he has by his hand, you can use that to be further out. It's more designed for just different angles on different mounting positions
Yeah.
on the bows. But the 2-piece would be the same thing. Take the gripper, put it below the grip, and it has the same mounting system on there. So you can even take a 2-piece off very
Twist,
easily,
pull.
it right off.
Yeah,
So
no, that's-
a lot of
yeah.
2-pieces
Yeah.
stay on the bow or have mounts all over the bow. We wanted it really simple.
Yeah,
so
if you own a prime or are buying a prime and are not buying their quiver, you're probably an idiot.
Yeah, because that's like
And then it's just really, once again, and it's light, it's clean, it's quiet, it's easy on, easy off, it's well thought out. I mean, it's a phenomenal quiver. Like
Appreciate it.
if like I said, if you're buying a prime and you're not buying their quiver, you're stupid.
so that's a 4-arrow. Do you guys have?
just 4 for right now. So
Yeah.
That might
6 is
be
coming.
the only
Correct.
reason they're not buying your quiver.
Yeah.
okay.
if it
Six
goes
is
down,
coming
it's
now?
It's
coming.
coming.
Is it coming this year?
No.
Okay.
Officially.
Okay. All right. I mean, it seems to me that 6 would be relatively easy to do. Just
Yes.
stretch that
Oh,
out
yeah.
and stretch that out, and we're
Correct.
there. Okay, good. All right.
Are you familiar with molds, Brandon?
I don't care about any of this stuff.
You got to sell a lot of quivers to justify what it costs to make this part right here up front.
I got it.
Yeah, in the manufacturing process, when it comes to plastics, things like that, molding
Yeah, I can send
a
my
piece
dad.
is super expensive.
Spend a couple days with you, and he can take you around, show
Yeah,
you how
that's what
everything is
I
made.
I want your childhood experience.
He'd love it. He'd absolutely love it.
I nerd out on that stuff too. Yeah, that's really slick, especially because if you have the 2-piece and you can still just pop it off that easily, like putting it into cases, that's
so
real
nice.
good.
It's a really like.
Yep.
What's that
I
retail
wish,
for?
I wish this was licensed or other people did that.
It would be
So,
nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. So,
$199 and $219, I believe.
Okay.
so you're in the ballpark of everybody else anyway. It's
Yeah.
not like 5 years ago or 8 years ago, I'd be like, geez, guys, but
Right.
everybody's that much.
That is so
So
crazy.
it's literally that simple. Just tighten down and won't come out, and then pull it out.
Yeah. Yeah. that's
Indents
great.
and orientates will go to the same depth every time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Every
there's
single time.
even ones that like have clamps and whatnot. You're still trying to set it to a
Set your
given
adjustment
position.
on it.
Yeah, it's really nice, like really nice.
Simple and easy and lightweight. That's what we were going for. And robust. I mean, you want it to be on your bow when you're hiking, you know.
I don't
whatever
know
it
how
takes.
that would fail.
Exactly.
I really don't. When I look at it and I play with it, I just don't understand how you'd break it or how something would fall apart.
Yeah.
Maybe you could strip a screw head or something. Maybe that's about it.
Right.
Even the finishing is beautiful.
Thank you.
It's just funny.
Every
elegant.
color imaginable.
elegant.
So you can pretty much decorate it however
thanks
you
a
want.
lot.
I know, right?
Can you like pick two and be done with it? Like, oh my god, like,
It is going to be ridiculous if you're trying to stock
I
a
know.
bunch of this stuff.
Oh,
Like that's
trust
that's the
me.
problem. Like how, and you're gonna deal with the same problem too. Because
We
you
are.
got to
Yep.
build stock. Like it's
Yeah. It's
Why-
insane. Yeah.
Someone explain to me
But
the
we love
logic.
it, man.
Explain the logic to me. Like make it make sense so I'm not pissed about it.
Your consumers want it.
That's where you enter
number
in the
one answer.
crickets.
But I think you could have
People
three and
want
probably would be okay with that too. If you didn't give them the options,
Do you really think you're losing a sale over it?
probably
Other than
not.
bottomland camo. I don't see you losing a sale.
No,
I just don't.
Okay.
Like I don't think somebody's picking bow X over bow Y because of the camo color options on it. Outside of that. This is the Tennessee tuxedo. I don't know why, but
Oh, no,
there
you're
are
not.
I like it too.
a certain percentage of people
Bottomland
are
has
absolutely
exploded.
obsessed with that, and
Right.
that's fine. That's great. If you make bows today and don't make it in bottomland, you're probably an idiot. But outside of that, I don't get all the like.
No, most of the guys are going if
It's
they can't
got to
find
be a
their camo,
nightmare for
they
you.
just
I
go
know what it
Absolutely.
is for me. It's got to be
Absolutely.
even worse for you. Like, just tell them no. Tell them no, please. There's too many.
You know what the funny
God.
thing is? You remember the story with Scotty,
Yeah.
where they didn't make his color this year, and he specially requested for them to make his fancy purple and white and all that.
Oh yeah, he has to have his bass fishing boat bow.
exactly.
You hear that, Scotty? We do this for you because we love you. Other than that, no.
Man. Like, or have it be like super, like if you want to still offer it, like have it be super duper custom and way expensive and only on
Amen.
special order only.
And we've thought of that, and that may be a possibility
hear
for the
ya.
future.
Because if
especially
We
going
hear
if
with
ya.
what
somebody
we're doing.
really wants it that bad,
They'll
then
pay for
fine.
it.
Or they'll
Yeah.
they'll at least wait, so you're not trying to have to stock it.
Yeah. Other than bottomland, you better do that. You just have to do that. It's amazing. You lay it out on the wall, and that's what people buy.
Dude, it looks sick. It's because there's glimmers of the old school camo.
I know.
Like
I know.
that's
There's enough
that's the
of us,
reason.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a logic
Yeah.
behind it, but it sells way more than I thought it would.
Oh, when I seen it, I was like, okay, guys will wear it in shirts and hats. But then all of a sudden, it started coming on hard goods and everything else. I'm like, this is taking over. Like, I mean, hate to say it, but Realtree and Mossy Oak haven't had traction in the last few years. You know, like they really haven't. And
Right.
then for them to come out with something that just brought back all the nostalgia it's been pretty cool. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it's another SKU, but it's a pretty cool pattern.
Yeah. You can probably get rid of all the other ones and it'd be fine. Just hang on to that one.
Just hang on to that
and
one.
a couple of solids, like 3 solids is probably
Yeah.
good. You know, you got to have black, you know, right? You got to have that. But, God.
Oh, we haven't talked about that. When we did do that bottomlands on the riser last year, we are offering camo on all the risers this year. Just
Fuck you, Brian.
I had to poke the bear a little bit more.
Oh, there's just so many.
We did cut back some SKUs, but there's still a lot. There's still
We
a
did
lot.
so good with this pod with me not having
I
to
gave
edit
you one
anything.
Where's the jar? Where's
One
the
beat.
square
Listen,
jar?
listen. Hey, if you made it this
He
far,
keeps-
like
I-
and subscribe. I'm leaving that in.
I
What
keep-
do you mean?
yeah,
I'm not
keep-
editing that.
I keep having like people that are in like religious and kids and whatnot. I'm like, okay, I'll quit swearing. I'm trying really hard.
You've been doing so good. I'm so
yeah.
proud of you.
I got
Except
two,
when they start
I got two
talking
little
about
ones at home. I'm
Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah.
The F-bomb was a part of my vocabulary a long time. So
Yeah, no, I
Well,
I
and-
still struggle.
I tried
we all
to
do.
reel it in when I had little ones, although
You've let it back out.
I've let it. Oh yeah. No, I think they were like, "You're 7. You can hear." Fuck, that's fine.
Stop. Move on. What's the next thing? All right. Anything else that you guys
Is there
want to
anything
talk
else we
about
need
this?
to hit on or whatnot?
I think we've hit about everything on the bows. I mean, we're excited to get them in guys' hands. So I mean, that's the biggest thing is just kind of get out there and put it in your hand and figure out which one's your style. So
There was one other thing I didn't get to talk about.
Okay.
So we said tuning system, but what about timing adjustment? Do you think that matters at all?
Do I think it matters?
Do you think it matters at all?
I don't like that
Do
question.
you design bows or do you tune bows? Do you tune bows at all? A lot? Ever?
yes.
Oh yeah, all the
Okay,
time.
cool. Well, I didn't know what...
We
what-
tune every bow before it goes out.
No,
Like,
I
so-
mean you.
yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you just set them up and then...
Oh,
Come
no.
up with
I mean,
your, come up with
I
your
don't-
basis
I'm not
of
setting bows
idea.
up for people. I don't have the
Yeah.
time like you guys. Like no, yeah, we're building bows every day back in engineering and tearing them apart on purpose and putting them back together and Frankensteining stuff up. So we're constantly
I mean, I think
doing all that. So is it needed? Yeah, again, I go back to like, man, there are some systems out there. We've had a few systems internally where you can do it, but it's like, man, the cost just seems too high yet. Like it's like you solved one problem and created a bigger one. So I'm just not there yet. That, like to me, like I get the initial effort at and it's a big effort, right? To get this bow and put a sight and everything and peep and de-loop and get it fit and have it, new arrows and get them out the door where they're like, I'm confident with this thing. Like that's a big lift, right? Like every time a bow goes out, a guy goes out, that's a big lift. And maybe it's just the nerd in me or the whatever. I want like what happened 100 shots later and 500 shots later, what just happened? Mm-hmm. Because I remember way back when we didn't have, like you said, in the 80s and in the 90s when you didn't have these adjustments and you didn't have any of the information. Mm-hmm. And like, is it me? Is it the bow? Like, I have no idea. And there was times I'm like, this is just too complicated. And so my philosophy is like, make it as simple as possible because I almost feel like when my daughter, I was a big soccer player. My oldest, she turned 7 and she's like, Daddy, I'm going to play soccer like you. I'm like, great. She's like, but you have to be my coach. I'm like, oh. I'm like, okay. So I'm the coach. All the kids show up with the parents the first day. And I'm like, I got one rule and one goal that every one of these kids at the end of the season don't hate soccer. That's my only goal. I don't know if we're going to win. I don't know any of that. I just don't want them to hate it. Like, it's kind of my same thing with bows. Like, there's already a natural transition. You don't have the time now because at home, right? Probably to do stuff. I don't either. My kids are at the age and I'm like, we're spending all the time. They get older, they leave. I'll have more time to hunt. That's gonna be awesome. But right now I don't. So there's already this, like, you kind of in and out of the sport. I don't want them to come in and be like, man, it's so complicated. Like the first thing is like, the archery grip is the only thing that you hold not like you think. Like,
Correct.
you know what I mean? It's like you start with that, and then now they're like, now what do I do? You've taught people, right? And I just like, man, it's so complicated, and I don't want people to be like, I don't want to hunt this year with a vertical bow because it's just complicated. I'm gonna try to make this thing as easy as possible, and so I think because of that, we've kind of chosen to maybe be late to the game on some of this stuff because the complexity is really just, so it's not that it's not needed, but again, I before we come out with it and stick our name on it, it's got to be pretty dialed.
Right.
It's not going to be perfect because we're not gods. We're not perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
Are
There's
you
always
seeing
an
more guys using those features on the bows, like the little timing features? I mean, I'm seeing a couple brand bringing them out. I mean, putting in a press, flipping a cable half a turn doesn't seem to be.
There's several bows that you can't time perfectly.
Okay.
You cannot.
All right.
Because unless it just happens to land perfectly.
Right.
Like the most popular brand out there, you'll frequently get a bow that you cannot perfectly time.
Okay.
Because you'll put a half in it and now it's hitting the other one first.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Right. And then you'll put a piece of loop material in between the string. And now it's really close, but it's still not exactly perfect. Where if you could twist something, if you could twist that cable a quarter or an eighth, you'd easily time it. Right.
Right.
And I'll try to put it to you this way. What is the most common problem a consumer is going to have when he starts using his bow a lot? What's going to go wrong?
String stretch.
Duh.
Right.
Because they
Tell
showed
me
it
that-
at the shop,
Tell
got
me
it set
that.
up.
Tell me
Yeah.
adjusting that's not important.
No, for sure.
No, it's the and if he's aware of it, because if you have a way to adjust it that's easy, you can then inflict that, hey, this is something you're gonna have to keep an eye on. And then, and by the way, it's really easy to fix. It is the number one thing that's wrong on someone's bow.
Yeah.
Like if you grab a random bow, like there's 100 people in here on a crazy busy day, walk over to number 37, give me your bow. Pull it back in a drawboard. It's probably out of time. Does that change his impact point? Yep. Does that change his broadhead tune? Yep. If you could easily adjust that, would it fix it? Yep. Could you show him how to do it? Yep. Could that problem go away?
100%.
Yeah. And it's the most common one you're going to get. Now, you're going to get wheeling issues, but that 9 times out of 10, it wasn't set up right to begin with.
Right.
Or depending on the brand, it changed as you shot the bow. Internal pieces shifted or something, which is the only conclusion I can come up with, because I still look at it and go, I know that thing was perfectly straight, and I know I haven't touched it. How'd that change? Internal pieces had to shift. Right.
Or just take a set. I mean, you take a limb, they start out flat. Once you string them up, you know, and then unstring it, it's going to sit there curved. And it's going to relax over some time, but it's never going to be perfectly flat again.
Right.
So there's all that, happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some other things too, but
I think that's probably actually the number one most common problem. And I mean, I love that manufacturers are really focusing on the tuning features of being able to adjust the wheeling and whatnot, but the timing's actually worse. A worse problem that some have made very simple, easy solutions to.
Right.
Now, whether or not there's going to be lawsuits and whatnot between each one or whatnot, that's a whole other thing entirely.
I mean, that is a factor. The IP or the intellectual property. Guys have a patent. Sometimes those patents are written very broadly, and they get that. Sometimes it's very narrow.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we can't do things because you're trying to navigate that.
Yeah, but we know what you guys are capable of. We see what you can do. So
Right.
just do the other things. Just do it. Just do it, but do it better than everybody else. Make it. Do it better.
We're trying. Yeah.
It's on the list. Here we go. It's on the list.
Challenge
think,
accepted.
Like,
Yep.
I mean, if you were going to focus on one thing, the timing thing does actually seem more important than the cam lean thing, because I think that you can take out a tear by moving your rest. But if the bow's out of time, you're never getting it. You have to bring it back in. You have to put it in a press to fix it.
Right.
So
True.
if I were going to focus on one, do you disagree?
No. No, I don't. I think the other's been highlighted more, but
For sure.
there's only a couple that have really eloquently tried to figure out how to solve the timing without pressing it.
Yeah, I think a lot of brands have kind of hidden since binary cams or whatever that have come out that, timing isn't a factor. So I don't think people think about it as
it's
much
better,
as a consumer. But
yeah.
It's better than it
behind,
was.
The guys
Yeah.
behind the counter
Better than it was.
are definitely know where the issues fall. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we try to do something simple as just keeping consistency in the cable, using one material on the cable, just kind of help on that, black cables and keeping it across the board, So just try to think of ways to kind of help.
It lowers the variance.
It lowers the variance.
For sure.
100%.
Yeah, you're trying to lower the likelihood of failure
Is it
or
gonna-
an issue, but
perfect? No.
it still can be
Still
an
there.
issue. Yeah. It's just, it happens. It's a common one that it shouldn't be that hard to figure out how to fix.
He's like, do you see what we did with the bow last year? That's what we were thinking about. We weren't worrying about all this other stuff. Give us some time. We're still new. Come on. Well, on that jolly note, obviously what Josh wants is to make sure that the consumer is having the best experience possible.
Absolutely.
And that's why he's sharing this information with you.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
And he
we
delivers it
appreciate
like an
that. Yeah.
asshole.
Beyond that, that's my job. Beyond that, I want the consumer to not be afraid to work on his own bow.
Yeah.
Because that's how we all get better, whether the dealers like that or not, whether manufacturers like that or not. Because yes, you're probably going to run into more problems. Yes, there's probably going to be more things screwed up. But we're educating the populace. That same guy that learned how to work on his own bow stays in the sport longer, gets better at the sport, gets more people into the sport,
Yes.
Yeah.
becomes his local filter for consumers
the
to come
local
to because they're
legend. Yeah,
scared
the
to go to the
missionary, yeah.
shop, right? That guy will get more people in the sport than anybody. And all it took was this isn't that hard.
Right.
All right?
Oh, agreed.
Because there's
Yeah.
this
Yep.
big fictitious concern that these things are really complicated. Like you were saying,
Yeah.
to a degree. And yes, I agree. It is. if there's not an easy way to explain it and show it.
Yeah.
And the simpler you make working on these bows or adjusting these bows, the more likely we are to have more people in the sport. And at the end of the day, we need more people in the sport if we're going to survive.
100%. I mean, shops are, and it's not just our sport, you know, I mean, shops are intimidated to walk into, especially if you don't know much
100%.
about archery. Like I ran a shop for many, many years for this side of the table, and people would walk in and barely talk to somebody. You have to kind of come over there and grab them, and, you know, or they just don't go in the shop because they don't feel like that's, you know, where they should be. So to have more opportunities for that, you're 100% correct.
Well, before, you know, dealing with people as much as I had over time, I'd keep getting the person that wouldn't want to say something or wouldn't want to ask and whatnot. And because of that experience, when I walk into a store or business, something else that I don't know anything, even if I know a decent amount or I think I know a decent amount, I walk up to the guy and said, I'm an idiot. I don't know anything. Teach me.
Yeah.
I want to understand and treat me like I know nothing. Because even if I have predetermined notions, I want to know what you think.
Yep.
And it's because of this, it's taught me to do that, which is hard to do. It's hard to humble yourself and feel like you're stupid and you're being taught, because we go back to that kid, you know, in your head that just doesn't want to be wrong.
Yep.
It's like, I want to be wrong. I want to learn. I learned from being wrong.
Right.
And I wish
all
more
do.
people would embrace that.
Yeah.
We love hearing that.
That's worth.
Gentlemen, thank you for coming.
No, we
thanks for
appreciate
having
you
us.
guys. Thanks for having us.
I like I said, I hope that the tail end of this is just like, okay, I don't feel like I've been chastised and been browbeat by the Mohawk man.
No.
Nobody got in a fight. I didn't see you swing, and I keep waiting for somebody to throw a table.
No, we need, as an industry, like you're saying, we need more people in. We need more conversations and difficult things, more exchanging of ideas, of, you know, all that's needed. You can look in other industries; they've had the same problem. It becomes overpopulated, or not overpopulated, but over complicated, or it becomes too much. Like, if you don't fit in this group, just don't show up. Like, and we don't want any of that. I mean, so this is good. We appreciate you guys having us.
Well, and we appreciate that you guys continue to bring stuff that's different than everybody else. And like, I like that you guys are kind of plowing your own trail and bringing some really interesting innovation to the space for sure.
That's not going to change.
Very cool.
Fantastic.
Very cool. Yeah. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot, fellas.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.